Welcome to a 1v1. Now, I have learned how to return to a different version of the game. So, this match is an extremely exciting match for me because it made me, again, like I've said in previous videos, it made me rethink how I play Western Asia. Again, I play West Asia, and it makes me rethink how I play West Asia in this match, and it makes me realize what I've been missing out on and how I could better play war selection. Now, this is a 1v1, and it is, see, this is actually a, if I can look at it, there we go. This is actually a very, interesting map. As you see, we have, a choke point here, then we have all mountains, and then another area right here you can enter through. So actually, surprisingly, pretty damn good choke point, all things considered. Again, this is a different version of the game, so so it might be a little bit laggy in some aspects. As see right now, it's a bit laggy. So I'll be trying to do this quick, but again, this is a very, very fun match that I played. I don't think I don't think the game can actually handle doing old versions of the games, going back to previous versions of the game. So I'm going to be trying to do this as quick as possible. At the same time, don't expect me to keep doing this. I'm only doing this because of how exciting this game was. And again, this was before the Christmas update. This was literally like the day before the Christmas update. I played this game, and it was so unfortunate that I, had to return to the previous version of the game. But anyways, I launched a Stone Warrior rush straight into this guy's line. And he has like virtually no defenses. He has a single fight pit. And I try to kill as many workers as I can. Unfortunately, I don't kill as many as I want. I only killed 2. Yeah, I only killed 2, unfortunately, which is, I mean, something, I suppose. But in reality, that was like, it was pitiful. But again, they were unupgraded Stone Warriors, so to each their own. I launched my own attack. I launched a second attack of larger amount. He also launches his own, but he also launches his own attack. However, again, I am well suited because I also have a lot of Stone Warriors here, and I go ahead and try to kill as many workers as I can, and it's a lot more successful this time. I actually killed quite a few. I killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, around 7 workers, so a lot better. But again, it could have been better, but it was expected from unupgraded Stone Warriors. Again, I launched a third attack. This was, in a way, it's not my final attack, but like, it was also one of my best attacks. Because I didn't know what to do in this situation. So, because he had Spearmen, and I had a lot of Spearmen too. They're both, equally upgraded. So I was like, how was I going to do this? He had a wall here, very good, nice wall, and a wall of houses. I'm like, how am I going to do this? So I do something really incredibly sneaky. I take 3 pikemen and I run them over here, thus attracting his entire army. And then I just went all the way around here, and then just slaughtered a bunch of his workers, and then I immediately pull back. So a very successful attack. I do actually do it another time. I let them fight over here, and I do it another time, and this time I do way more damage. Like, I see a lot more damage, killing quite a few workers in the process. Now, unfortunately for me, his workers are actually, I'm sorry, his spearmen are actually upgraded. And he actually chases me down. So these are fully upgraded, plus he has archers, which isn't a good look for me. Although this iron mine is glitched. Look at this iron mine, it's glitched out. There's supposed to be 2 iron mines here. He launches his attack. He then goes after my dock, but then I start spamming out lots of spearmen to try and counter him. And also, I just split my forces and go straight for the archers, thus preventing his archers from being any form of threat to me. You always want to split your forces when they have a mix of spearmen and archers. You have to split your forces. Half of them have to go to the archers, half of the other half to go stay with the spearmen. That's just how it has to be. If you just focus all your units on the spearmen, then they're not going to last very long. Then your entire army is just going to easily get wiped from the sheer volley fire of the archers, because they don't need to move around or get stuck. Right here, though, I prepare a large attack. Now, this is a lull in the fighting right here. No matter who you fight, there will always be a lull, like a short break in the fighting. There will always be breaks in the fighting, and you have to use those breaks as much as you possibly can. Because if you don't, then you're just... It's only, like, you're going to be overwhelmed when the next attack comes. Right here, this guy launches again another attack, and he goes East Asia, and I'm actually kind of happy he goes East Asia, because my elephant rammers are perfectly suited against East Asia. Unfortunately, I have a lot of large units, this making it hard for my units to actually attack these guys. And this guy also made Spriggans, which is interesting. Now, these Spriggans are actually very, very good at dealing damage to elephants. Look at that. He one-shotted this elephant right here. And plus, he also had archers to kill the other weakened elephant that had taken a shot. And see, right here, look at the damage done by a single Spriggan. These Spriggans are actually very good counters against elephants. Very good counters. I never actually expected Spriggans. I never ever seen Spriggans this, I would say, well used. Or as well used as the UGR, because Spriggans are very prone to friendly fire, as you saw here. This one even destroyed his own Spriggan. They're very prone to friendly fire, but they are incredibly well suited at destroying heavy units, especially elephants, which surprised me very much. I'm like, wow, the Spriggans did that much damage? So I had to rethink my strategy completely. I had planned to just, throw elephant rammers and just steamroll through this guy's base because he went East Asia. But the fact that he marvelously used those Spriggans. So right here, I realized, okay, so right here I had realized this is a perfect choke point because you can't go anywhere else. So I built a wall here, and I had this elephant out here, which was a survivor, but then became a sacrifice, and I'm glad I had that elephant there sacrificing because it gave me just enough time to build this wall. Also, I got cannons, and holy crap, I'm so glad I made cannons too. I'm so unbelievably glad I made cannons because they proved amazing. Now, right here I see Spriggans don't have long range, but these cannons do, and so does these rocket cannons. And I take these cannons and I just decimate this guy's Spriggans and his rocket artillery too. And he tries his best to destroy my towers, but unfortunately, rocket cannons do not have good accuracy. Whereas if you get the accuracy upgrade for the cannons, they do. And I was able to destroy 2 of this guy's Spriggans. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to destroy any of his rocket cannons, but as you see, 2 of them are basically dead. They only have 6 health. But he still managed to save them, which is unfortunate. However, it's also good because it means his population will be wasted on tending to these weak little cannons. To prepare for another tech. Oh, I should also mention I did get the influence upgrade. I usually don't in a 1v1. However, I realize getting an influence upgrade, especially when you're in a hard fight, when you're fighting hard, is actually very useful. So right here, I start preparing my assault, because I think he's going to attack soon. He has to attack soon. So I put my forces here, so that way if they did, if his forces did attack, I can flank them. And my cannons that I did pull out, I pulled 3 of them out, and I kept 2 behind, just in case. But I wanted to wait till he attacked. I was hoping he would attack very, very soon. But it takes quite a while for it to happen. You see, he builds up his forces. And right here, he builds a tower, which kind of ruins my plans. Plus, I actually made it to industrial before he did. Now, he does make it to industrial shortly thereafter. But when he built that tower, my entire army was spotted, and I was like, oh, crap. I have to attack. It's a now or never thing. So I launched my attack. And I go in and destroy his rocket cannons that are right here. And he comes right here and he tries to destroy my cannons. But luckily I had an elephant here defending and I kept them moving. Now, he also does do quite a bit of damage to himself in the process. But luckily these are fully armed elephants, so not armored. And I did manage to save 1 cannon out of the 3. I launched my attack again, and he also gets little dragoons, which I'm surprised. The dragoons are useful very useful medieval units, but they're very rarely used. This guy actually surprised me quite a bit. Now, unfortunately, again, my cannon got destroyed here. And he also gets Chukonus, which is, again, a very surprising turn of events. And Mounted Samurai, I don't know what this guy was doing, but he was very unique in his playstyle. He got some of the most heavily armed units. Now, most people don't do this many heavily armed units because of how expensive they are. I also did go India, made to industrial, went to India, and I used my machine gun elephants to target his artillery, his hand cannons and his rocket cannons to then make it so impossible for him to destroy my last tower. But right here, this is a very interesting way of units to use. Most people don't do this. Also, these Chinokus are actually quite deadly. Look at the damage that these guys can do. These guys are incredibly... I didn't realize how deadly these guys are. Even against machine gun elephants, once these guys get in range, they're just insane. Because I guess it's the sheer amount of firepower they can use. They can shoot 3 bolts at a time. I got some reinforcements up too. This guy does go China. However, and I know he went China and he went to industrial. However, I went to industrial far faster than he did, and I think it was from the fact that I killed way more workers, and he spent so much more in the way of resources. that I didn't have to worry. As you see, we're gonna look at his resources. Yeah, let you see right here. His resources are just they're plummeting hard, especially because he transferred to next age to new ages. So you see, his resources are practically gone. He would need to constantly spend. Plus, he's getting central sewage to get that population upgrade. I would focus more on workers, all things considered, because while yes, the military is important, he spent a lot. He actually got all the upgrades. He got all the upgrades for these units, especially the sharpened spear tips and swords. That explains why they're doing so much damage. But he got all the upgrades for the East Asia. That's probably what hurt his economy the most, honestly, just getting all those upgrades. Now, something I didn't know is that he had just aged up and didn't have any form of anti-air. So I immediately started getting military aero stats. Unfortunately for me, I also have a little bit of supply problems. And plus, these military aero stats take forever to produce. Meanwhile, this guy does something incredibly sneaky right here. This guy he goes all the way around and launches an attack. And I realize this, I'm like, holy crap, run. I try to run back to the towers. I run back, try to play as many towers as possible. I even managed to get some elephants out right on time too, and pulled back my main force. But he actually killed a lot of workers and destroyed this warehouse, which actually hurt me quite a bit. Considering, in fact, this was really the only source of materials that I was getting was from these tree lines, because I had burned through the other tree lines. So it really set me back quite a bit. Plus, all my metal was being drained rather rapidly. But I didn't worry too much about the metal. The materials was where it was at. So that was a very successful attack on his part, but I wasn't playing dumb. I immediately built myself some towers here to better prepare. So then, after seeing that, I then decided to launch my own attack, because he had also spotted my balloons because he got the upgrades. Or he got the influence. So I launched my own attack and just completely decided to just launch the attack. Just full on balloon rush this guy, take him out as fast as possible. He did manage to get one AA gun up, but nothing too drastic. Again, my military aerostats, despite taking heavy damage, was more than enough to do significant damage to this guy. I said thanks for such a good game, because it really was an amazing game. Thank you, Blue Apple, for an amazing game. It really was an amazing game. I got to see Blue Apple. If you do see this, I got to see I got to learn some very interesting things about the Spriggan and how it could be used. Because I realized that the Spriggan, the one unit that's probably the most less used in Asia, in East Asia, yeah, East Asia, can actually be probably the most effective unit I've ever seen. Oh yeah, after my balloons, I got planes. Now, the bad thing about India is it has virtually no anti-armor. India's main weakness is anything armored. It really is. It has no anti-armor capabilities. Even the 6 are just completely useless against armor. Now, the good thing was he went China. So he was mainly infantry, and the one thing that India is strong against is infantry. So yeah, I learned some things I did learn was the Spriggan incredibly well suited for dealing with heavy units like elephants, or sitbacks too. You maybe get two get two Spriggans, and if they send in sip packs or Mamelukes, just have archers protecting the Spriggans, and then just laying waste to their Mamelukes before they even get close. Because holy crap, they are powerful. Or maybe get some pikes, some weak pikes to, like, you know, soak up the damage to be the sacrificial lambs. And West Asia taught me that, you know, use more cannons, especially when dealing with East Asian countries. Especially dealing with the East Asian country. Or a player that likes to use lots of artillery. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this match. I'll see you all next time.